Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel.
I had to put on my reaching hat. Hear me out. Hi, thank you for clicking. Today we are going to be talking about strange coincidences that emerged after revisiting the timeline with new information. But before I get into it, I need to give my thanks. Today, I have a special thanks to give. First of all, I would like to thank the Academy. No, I'm kidding. No, I want to thank Linda from It's a Crime. I don't know if you can see my dog. Sorry, my dogs are here. Linda from It's a Crime. If you don't know her, I don't know how you don't know her and you know me, but she's like a huge, major, big channel. And she's growing really, really fast. She's really good at what she does. She is from the channel It's a Crime. It's a true crime channel. When I was done filming my last video about Vanessa Guillen, I got all these comments saying, Linda from It's a Crime is talking about you. And then I went on her live and I was talking to her there, but she actually mentioned me and I joined AVOW video, and then we talked about a bunch of other things. I then found out that my subscribers, who are also her subscribers, they were like on a Zoom call or something, and they let her know about me and my channel, and that's why she mentioned me. So I cannot thank you enough. I mean, I just don't understand how I got so lucky. I just don't understand how this happened. I've gotten a lot more views and subscribers, and I'm pretty sure it's due to that. So Linda, I love you. You're the best. I'm a big, big fan, and I can't believe you even know I exist. If you are new here, hi, this is me. I wear a tinfoil hat. I talk about true crime and conspiracies. Yeah, it's weird. You should have guessed that I was weird from my intro, but I promise you there is some substance under this hat. I promise you, a little bit. If that interests you, please subscribe. It really does help me out. And you can join the tinfoil family where we can all jump down the rabbit hole together. What's so interesting is that this video idea that I had it based off of something that Linda from It's a Crime actually said. Okay, so let me explain. One thing that Linda does that I love is patterns. She has this thing where she notices patterns. It's so cool. She's so smart. And one of the patterns that she noticed was a date, September 23rd. She said that September 23rd, she believes is very significant to Chad. And she cited two reasons why. First, we know, unfortunately, that is the day that JJ went missing, and possibly either the 22nd or the 23rd is when he was killed. But also she referenced something in Chad Daybell's book, his autobiography. Which by the way, I read his books and I have a video about that. Check the description. Okay, so she said that in the book, he mentions that on September 23rd, 2011, he got a vision or a dream or a message from Tammy's grandmother, Lucille. And it's so stupid what the message was about some video game that he was annoyed she was playing. So conveniently, he gets this message that the grandmother doesn't want her to play the video game. But anyway, when I saw that video, I had two thoughts pop into my mind immediately. First was, I want to look into this date a bit more. And second, I had a feeling there might be a religious significance to that date. And oh my God, I'm speechless. Hear me out. If you read Chad's autobiography, I mentioned this passage in my video before where he talks about the revelation that Joseph Smith, who is the founder of Mormonism, he received this revelation from the angel Moroni, and it mentions Malachi, the book of Malachi. There's this whole thing about it. Turns out that this revelation happened on September 23rd. Also, there are other things that I found that correlate with this date. So let's start at the beginning. On the official LDS website, and just so that you guys are clear when I say the official LDS website, what do I mean? churchofjesuschrist.org. I found a Joseph Smith timeline on the website, and if you look here, you'll see that on September 22nd, 1823, Moroni appeared to Joseph Smith. And then on September 23rd, 1823, Joseph Smith first saw gold plates. Now, I'm not Mormon, so I'm really sorry if I say this incorrectly. Please feel free to correct me in the comments if I get it wrong. Nicely, please. My understanding is that these golden plates, they had a message on them in ancient Egyptian from God, I think, and that Joseph Smith had to use a seer stone, which I don't know if that stone is malachite. I think it might be something else, but interesting that there's a stone that allowed him to translate the messages on the golden plates. And that is, I think, a very significant part of the founding of Mormonism. But there's more. The next time we see the date, September 23rd, is on the timeline. A timeline made by Tylee Ryan's aunt. So Ann Cushing, she has been doing amazing work. She's really into data. She has a website and she has a very extensive timeline. In this timeline, she states that according to an anonymous email from somebody who's claiming to be Chad's very close friends, this is an email from Reddit. There's no way to verify it other than the fact that there are a lot of things mentioned in this email that nobody knew about at the time that the email was posted on Reddit, which was like several months ago. The FBI has corroborated a lot of this information. So I think it does have a little bit of credence to it, but at the same time, I can't fully tell you that this is true. So that's my disclaimer. The reason why this is interesting is it actually goes against what Melanie Gibbs said in her interview. Because, first of all, let me tell you what I'm talking about. According to the timeline, September 23rd, is in 2018, although it mentions 2019 in the email, but I think it's typo because it makes more sense that they meant 2018. And then in Ann Cushing's timeline, she says 2018 because it's clearly a typo. But they say that this is the date that Lori and Chad first met in person. And guess who they say introduced them? Jason Mao. The same person who supposedly sealed them in the temple. Now, he introduced them to each other in the temple too. So September 23rd, 2018, according to this timeline, is when Lori and Chad first meet. This is exactly 1 year before they killed JJ. September 23rd is also the day before Tylee Ryan's birthday. So what that would mean is that Lori went to meet Chad in the temple the day before Tylee's birthday. And I'm assuming this would have happened in Arizona when Chad was visiting. Because remember in the emails that she was sending to Chad, pretending to be Charles, she was inviting him to come like he came last time. And remember how Melanie Gibbs said that they would come over and stay at her place when Charles was out of town. So it would be during that time where they would have met for the first time after emailing. It's important to note that Melanie Gibbs says that they met for the first time on October 26th, so a month and 3 days or so after it, in a Preparing a People event. Now, it could be that this is the first time that Melanie knows they met, but maybe they met without her knowing. Maybe she is not telling the truth. Maybe this email is not true. I don't know, but I just feel like I should mention it because I did notice it. And I believe that Ann Cushing is a pretty reliable source in the sense that this is her niece and she's kind of made it her life's mission now to figure out what happened. Regarding the email, let me tell you some of the things in this email that I found particularly interesting and might give a little bit of credence to whoever is writing it. They say that Lori and Chad obviously met through Jason Mao in this temple. They say that by November 23rd, Chad and Lori were together as a couple and they went to the Mesa Preparing a People event, and that Lori and Chad were then sealed to each other at a temple that they traveled to another upper room, and Moroni gave Lori to Chad. The Savior was there. Moroni and Chad have been married to Lori in many other probations. Lori is their favorite spouse. Lori has been on 21 planets, Chad 31, and all that stuff that we've heard Melanie Gibbs say and everybody else saying that this is like what they believed. So another reason why I feel like this email might be somewhat legitimate. Chad makes a portal in Lori's closet so that she can visit him. Remember, these are all things that were posted on this Reddit post before Melanie Gibbs did her interview revealing all this. It also says that at this time, Chad told Melanie that he had no relationship or interest in Julie Rowe, which the fact that he's having to say he doesn't have a relationship with her could maybe lend some credence to her saying that Chad was trying to like get at her. Remember how she said that he'd like made a pass at her or whatever? Chad calls Lori and tells her that Charles is now Ned Snyder. All this story checks out, man. Story checks out. Very, very interesting. I wonder who wrote this email. So you guys can definitely pause it and read it and zoom it, screenshot it, do whatever you need to do. I'll also have it linked below if you want to check it out, because it's really long and there's a lot of corroborations with what we already know. So once I saw that September 23rd is the date that Joseph Smith got the golden plates, it's the date that Lori and Chad supposedly first met. We know what happened to JJ on this date. I decided to search September 23rd in AVOW. If you don't know what AVOW is this forum website. They are associated with LDS in their mind, but a lot of people told me in the video I made about this, how I went undercover and joined AVOW, that the LDS does not claim them, and please, they were like kind of mad at me for making the association. The website is ldsavow.com, so I'm very sorry that I assumed that they were connected. I think that the people on AVOW definitely consider themselves to be Mormon, but I don't know if Mormons consider AVOW to be connected. I don't know. I went in there. I still have access, by the way. Hopefully I continue to have access. But I went in there and I searched September 23rd, and oh my God, I can't believe what I found. I don't know why my hands are doing this. The first thing I found is a general mention of the very important significance of September. And then I also found specific postings regarding the actual date of September 23rd. This was posted September 3rd, 2019, which is 4 days before something bad happened to Tylee, or 5 days. So I've got some screenshots here that I would like to share. It says 28 signs of economic doom as the pivotal month of September begins. It says that since the end of the last recession, the outlook for the US economy has never been as dire as it is right now. Doom and gloom, doom and gloom. And then it goes and lists a lot of economic things that they believe are doomsday, signs of doomsday, and they believe that September is a pivotal month. Here, and again, you can pause all these things if you want to read one by one what they're talking about. But the next thing I found specifically mentions September 23rd. So this is a post from a well-known member. I'm gonna censor the names because I found a post where they were like complaining about people who are doing what I'm doing and that they didn't even censor the usernames. So I will be doing that just because I really don't want to get kicked out. On March 30th, 2020, somebody responded to a post that said, "When do you feel the 7 years of tribulation started if we are nearing the midst? Do you feel it started with the first solar eclipse across America? That is what I have thought, but I'm wondering if you are looking at a different event or time." And this user responded, "No one has asked me and I'm no one special, but I do believe we are in the midst of the tribulation. Here is why. It has to do with the Revelation 12 sign of Virgo, which happened 23 September 2017. As I have posted before, this date corresponds exactly with the date that Joseph Smith received the golden plates. Of course, it's 190 years apart, but the date is the same. Where do I get this math? Joseph had the first vision in 1820. Moroni appeared to him in his bedroom 3 years later. He went to the hill Cumorah and was told he could not remove them, but to come back every year for 4 years. The Joseph Smith history, verse 59, quote, "On the 22nd day of September 1827, the same messenger delivered them the plates up to me. Coincides with the Virgo sign. For the plates of the Book of Mormon to be delivered on that day, in my mind, has to be significant. The 22nd day is also the 23rd day on the Jewish calendar, since the Jewish day goes from evening to evening. This date corresponds to the Feast of the Trumpets, the final harvest. How does the 1827 event of receiving plates match up with today's events? This coming conference, Preparing a People conference, will be 3.5 years since the Virgo sign was in the heavens. In the JST verse 7, Joseph said the woman was the church. In Revelations 12 verses 12 through 14, Satan knows that he has but a short time and persecutes the woman, and she flees into the wilderness for 3.5 years. I actually remember this. Do you guys remember in 2017, there was this end times prediction that the world was going to end on September 23rd, 2017, due to this astrological thing to do with Virgo, like the constellation Virgo and Revelations 12. I remember this vividly because I used to live in LA during this time, and there was a huge billboard in LA that was talking about September 23rd, 2017, the world is going to end. And it was this huge joke in LA. Like every time people would mention it, they'd be like, well, don't pay that bill that's due September 26th because the world is ending, like, ha ha ha. I remember that very, very well. I was in college at that time. So there's more. I found a post. This was posted on May 15, 2020, and it is titled Educated Guesses of the Second Coming Timing, parentheses, Mount of Olives. And it is like a multiple choice question, and it says, in what year do you guess Jesus will return, Mount of Olives? So this person responds to that multiple choice question and says 23 September 2034. I remember hearing and mentioning that Chad was actually excommunicated from the church for claiming to be a prophet. I had remembered it and I decided to look it up to verify, and I was only able to find one article, and it was from the Daily Mail. And in that article, which was published on December 24th, 2019, it says, quote, Daybell was kicked out of the Mormon church this fall after declaring that he was a prophet. So this fall, and this is published December 24, 2019, so around the time that JJ and Tylee went missing and were, as we know now, killed. Now hear me out. If Chad was thinking that he was a prophet, as we know he said he was prophets and all these people, could he have thought that he was Joseph Smith? Could he have thought that the revelations he was getting on September 23rd about his grandmother, about the kids being zombies and needing to die and all that bullshit is somehow similar to the revelation of the golden plates? And could that seer stone that translated the golden plates be somehow connected to Malachi? Again. My arm has just started healing from the pain of the reaching, and I think I may have pulled a muscle with this one. However, I want you guys to hear me out. Let's do a little bit of a recap and tell me what you think. We're going to do it in chronological order, okay? First date, September 23rd, 1823, Joseph Smith first saw the golden plates. Revelation. He gets a revelation. 2011, September 23rd, Chad gets a revelation from his grandmother, Lucille. September 23rd, 2017, Revelation 12 and the constellation Virgo and all that, the world is going to end. September 23rd, 2018, Lori and Chad first meet through Jason Mao at the temple. September 23rd, 2019, JJ. What happened to JJ? I don't even like saying it. Do we think it's a coinkydink? Or could this somehow all be connected? I don't know. You tell me. I'm putting it out. You take it, you leave it, you do whatever you want. Thanks to Linda, I would have never even made this realization if it wasn't for Linda mentioning this date. Linda's so good at these patterns that she sees. So, please let me know what you think about these connections and this date, and if you guys are aware of anything else that could have happened on September 23rd or 22nd, and if there's a significance, let me know. It would be so cool if you guys could tell Linda about this September 23rd thing. I mean, I don't know, she might think I'm crazy because she's super like legit and I'm super like this. Have I lost my mind? Should Scotty come and beam me up at this point? I don't know. Probably. That is all I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe if you have not already. It really does help me out. And stay safe. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you. Bye.